In the most recent fight between Chihiro and Samura, Kagurabachi became a battle manga classic because of its spectacular theme development. The two combatants had a clash of ideals that was supported by masterful writing. Spoilers up to chapter 84. In Kagurabachi, sword bearers have eternal contracts with their enchanted swords that can only be severed in death. Enchanted swords also can't be destroyed. In the past, there were 6 sword bearers who were pivotal in winning the war against a country. But after the opposing country surrendered, the sword master, the owner of the shinuchi, believed that they all must be annihilated and activated a calamity called the malediction, which claimed 200,000 lives. The remaining 5 sword bearers worked together to imprison the sword master. They couldn't kill him because if he died, all of the sword bearers would die too. To make matters worse, the hishaku revealed to Samura, who was one of the 5, that the malediction would happen again soon, even though the sword master was locked up. Samura's belief was that the malediction was the greater evil, so he was willing to work with his swordsmith's killer and work against his former allies to stop it. Chapter 59 explained that he planned to kill the sword bearers and the hishaku. Then chapter 81 and 82 added a twist, revealing that Samura used his revival powers on Uruha after killing him in order to sever his eternal contract. So ultimately, his plan was to end all the contracts and then kill the swordmaster, but killing the swordmaster would also kill Samura. This was a more pessimistic view, but like a battle manga hero, Chihiro opposed that with his idealism and optimism. Chihiro's belief was that the malediction could be stopped without Samura sacrificing his life. His proof was his sword, enten. He broke Sojo's cloud gouger, which should have been indestructible. Samura believed that it was because Sojo was weak, but in Chihiro vs. Samura, Chihiro chipped Samura's blade as well, revealing that it wasn't because of the wielder's strength, but because of enten's special property. The original 6 swords were created by Kunishige alone and for the purpose of war, but enten was created with Chihiro and for a different purpose, destroying the other 6 enchanted swords. Chihiro's willpower and enten's new ability were able to convince Samura that Chihiro's way was right. This is screenwriting mastery. The lie was Samura needed to sacrifice his life to stop the malediction. The truth was the malediction could be stopped without Samura's sacrifice. Samura believed in the lie because of his ghost, which was the guilt over the malediction, and all of the information he'd been told about the eternal contract and the enchanted swords. With the info that he knew and the powers he had, sacrificing his life to kill the master was the only option, and he had to work with the villains to free all of the bearers from their contracts. The normal world also believed in this lie, because they didn't know about enten's properties. Chihiro is shown learning about the malediction and enten in chapter 82, which gave him the information he needed to take down the lie. The subtle bit of genius was having Chihiro destroy Cloud Gouger in the first arc. That way, enten's ability to destroy enchanted swords wouldn't come out of nowhere. Chihiro's belief being fueled by his unique powers that make his truth possible is such a cool detail that strengthens his position as the protagonist. Chihiro showing his thematic opponent the truth allowed him to switch his side, creating a positive character arc in Samura and a flat character arc in Chihiro. This is literally high-class cinema level writing. This is a layout from creating character arcs by K.M. Weiland. See my video series Talk no Jutsu's a flat character arc for similar examples in other battle manga. The story also adds in a symbol for Samura's character arc. Samura was blind and had scars across his eyes, but he also had the power to heal and reverse damage, even reviving dead characters. Yet for some reason, he chose not to heal his own eyes. In chapter 84, this was explicitly used as a metaphor. Samura was averting his eyes from the future Chihiro proposed, symbolized by his closed eyes, but after Chihiro convinced him, the symbol changed and he used his powers to heal his eyes, finally opening them to the future Chihiro forged. Using symbols as metaphors is from story by Robert McKee. I've talked about how great plots are based around the themes. I made a video showing how certain battle manga arcs would be good even if their fights were removed. I also criticized Kagurabachi's theme development in a previous video, but here, the story redeemed itself. The plot twist of Samura being evil was not only epic, but it was based on the theme. The pivotal events of protecting Samura's daughter and eventually fighting him were based on the theme. So far, since Samura's betrayal, the plot has been shaped by the theme of the arc, which is what elite stories do. I don't know if Kagurabachi will keep up this level of writing, but even if it doesn't, it's already cemented itself as a classic in my book because of its masterful display of theme development. It takes a writer who really cares about their craft to develop a theme this well, and that's what Hokusono did. Chihiro vs. Samura would fit perfectly beside the other thematic conflicts and flat character arcs I've analyzed from the best of the battle genre. In conclusion, Kagurabachi earned its spot as a classic due to its detailed development of a flat character arc like K.M. Weiland, its use of a symbol for the arc like Robert McKee, and its theme-based plot that only the most phenomenal arcs in movies pull off.